is here tonight, Mr. Don McLeroy, and also Mr. Thomas Ratliff is here. Mr. Ratliff, if you'd like to come forward, and Mr. McLeroy come forward and speak. Mr. Ratliff will be the next speaker. Mr. McLeroy. Don? Yes.
Well, howdy. My name's Don McLeroy. I've been serving you on the State Board of Education. It's been my privilege for the last 11 years. I'm running for re-election. I live in College Station, in Bryan. My kids went to the Bryan Public Schools. I would just like to say I'm 22nd year of teaching 4th grade Sunday school at Grace Bible Chruch there in College Station. The most important responsibility the State Board of Education has is adopting the TEKS, the TEKS, essential knowledge and skills. Essential means it's the minimum. This is what must be covered. It doesn't limit local people to teaching whatever they want to. But the conservatives on the board have been so successful. I was chairman for 2 years. I didn't get confirmed because I was blocked by the Senate Democrats. That's what kind of job I've been doing as a conservative. What's happened now is we have been adopting standards in English, science, and math. In English, we have stressed grammar. We have put it as a separate strand. We have reading comprehension that has the kids learn moral lessons as themes in 2nd grade. They should identify moral lessons as themes in well-known fables, folktales, legends, and myths. You know what's in our new English textbooks? All those Aesop's fables, all those stories, the little engine that could. If you just go to my website, donmcleroy.com, surf around. I did the website myself, so it's not too bad. But you'll find lots of gems about what we've done in English. In science, what we did in science, I lost the chairmanship. But right now, we have restored scientific integrity to our classrooms. We have standards that are going to allow our students to hypothesize about how they actually got here instead of being taught dogmatic evolution. And right now we are adopting history standards. There was an erroneous bunch of information given out on Huckabee a couple of weeks ago that a lot of people are probably concerned about. Well, we got the conservative votes. We got all the votes we need in history. We're going to have the best history standards. The conflict we're having over history has brought out the New York Times in a huge story, 8,100 words, yesterday's New York Times Magazine. Go to my website, you can click on it, donmcleroy.com. Read the story. Let me read what it says. For McLeroy, separation of church and state is a myth perpetuated by secular liberals. There are 2 basic facts about man, he said. He was created in the image of God and he has fallen. You can't appreciate the founding of our country without realizing that the founders understood that. For our kids to not know our history, that could kill society. That's why, to me, this is a huge thing. The conclusion of the article. Anyone looking for signs of where the Republican Party is headed might scan the results of the Texas School Board District 9 Republican primary on the morning of March 3rd. Well, that's where you'll be voting. New York Times talking about what you're going to vote for. It says, if Don McLeroy loses, it could signal that the Christian right's recent power surge has begun to wane. Let's don't let the Christian right power surge wane, but let's let it grow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Don.
Real quick, we have a little extra gumbo left over. It's been bagged up. It's $10. Take it home, put it in the freezer. Gumbo, $10 a bag. Take it with you.
Okay. Thomas, I'm sorry you're going to have to follow something as exciting as gumbo. Mr. Ratliff attended public schools in Mount Pleasant, Texas, and met and later married his high school sweetheart, Stacy Newman, in 1991. He and Stacy have 2 children, daughter Sarah, son Taylor, and they both attend Mount Pleasant Public Schools. Mr. Ratliff graduated from Texas Tech University with a BBA degree in management in 1989. I give you Mr. Ratliff.
Thank you. For those of you that have asked, my father is doing well. He is certainly glad he is out of politics, though I'll tell you he doesn't miss it much. The first thing I always do when I speak is to thank thank Dr. McLeroy. He has given 11 years of his life. Public service is not an easy task. It's a volunteer job, and there's a lot of times when you don't enjoy it very much. And it's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback and talk about how easy it could be done, but Dr. McLeroy has put himself out there. He has fought for the causes he believes in. He and I don't agree on everything, and we don't disagree on everything. But that's what makes the Republican Party great, is you've got a choice between two people who respect each other, respect each other's positions. We just disagree on a few things. So, Doctor, thank you again. He and I see each other a whole lot on this campaign trail, so we're going to start carpooling, I think, for the next thing. Why am I running? I'm running because I have two kids in the public schools. My son's in 5th grade, my daughter's in 8th grade. I've done just about every job a parent can do at the local school. I've been a room parent, I've been a booster club officer. I ran the laminating machine for my daughter's kindergarten teacher and didn't even burn myself the first time I used it. I've done just about every job a parent can do at our local school, and it was time to take our parental involvement to the next level. The State Board of Education is an important job, and a lot of people don't even know we have it, much less what they do or who serves on it. But the key difference between Dr. McLeroy and myself is I think there is too much power in the State Board of Education and not enough power at your local school boards. 7 people that live in Sulphur Springs know what your schools need better than 15 people in Austin. I just firmly believe that. It's just a difference in approach. I think the State Board of Education needs to establish core areas and let the locals customize that content for what your schools need. He's right, and what they do doesn't prevent that from happening, but you know what happens when they push all these rules and regulations down. They don't have time to teach what they want to teach. They're teaching what Austin and Washington tell them to teach, and I want to reverse that trend. I've said consistently I'm not running because I think I have all the answers. I'm not an educator. I'm a parent of 2 kids in public schools. I know my kids' teachers. I know their principals. I know the superintendents. They're the education experts, not 15 people in Austin that oversee 1,083 school districts that have 600,000 teachers and 4.7 million students. Hopkins County needs people from Hopkins County to decide what your school children need to be learning, not people in Austin or Washington. You've heard a few folks quote Ronald Reagan tonight, and there's a quote that he said a long time ago that's been one of my favorites. Education is the bulwark of freedom, but removed too far from the parents and local government, it can become a tool of tyranny. And you've heard about this race to the top that the federal government wants to do, and what they're doing is dangling a lot of money out there to try to get states to adopt it to get that federal money. It's the exact same thing that the State Board of Education does when they tell you if you want any state money for textbooks, you've got to buy the books we want you to buy. And I think that's wrong. Your local school board needs to decide what books you want to buy, and if it covers that content, they need to make that decision. Because if you as a parent find something you don't like in that book, who do you think you're going to get a better audience with? 7 people that you go to church with or see at the grocery store, or 15 people in Austin? It's just as simple as that for me. Thank you for the time, and thank you for hosting us.